usual. I've been to the gym this morning. If you went straight to work, you wouldn't be able to see anything because it's early December. I live in southwest Sweden, so it's quite dark in the morning, and dark when I come home from work as well. So I've had the bicycle now for, I guess, 3 months. Come to know it quite well, and I'm happy that I bought the bike. So on the whole, I'm happy with it. It does what I intended it to do for the most part. I wanted a bicycle that could help me with my commuting. Is that what the word? Going to and from work. I've done that for over 10 years now, my bicycle, and it's very windy here in the south of Sweden. I have a sort of wind today from my right, a little bit of a headwind, mostly from the side, maybe 8 meters per second or something like that. 6 to 8 maybe. Medium wind. It can be much more windy here. So it's not very enjoyable bicycling, with a strong wind in your face. So, and for those days, the bike is really nice. I can go 25 kilometers an hour, independent of the weather. That was the main reason for buying the bike, to sort of save my joints a little bit. I turned 50 this summer, so I get issues with my feet, one of my hips, stuff like that. The bike is really nice to sit. The geometry of the bike is very nice. It's not an effort to sit on the bike. I did change the saddle. I think I mentioned that. The saddle that came with the bike was not for me. I've also added some fenders. It's quite wet here in the winter time, so and that it didn't really alter the bike's appearance or abilities, but I might change the fenders actually, because my local bike shop helped me with that, and he had to do some tinkering with the fenders to fit them on the bike, but I'm not sure if Trek produces their own fenders. Maybe those can fit better. Yeah, the gears work very nice. Shimano 105. It's very wet this time of year here, so I almost oil the chain every other day. So now I get to a little bit of an uphill here. I press the assistance level now at level 2. Usually I'm at level 1. Let's not get killed here. Thank you. I turn down the assistance again at level 1. So mostly it's upsides with the bicycle. It's very easy to turn the assistance up or down. You do that on the sides of the bar next to the shifters. There is a little bit of a lag phase, so if you're in a hill, you're going uphill, you might want to turn up the assistance before you get to the hill, because it takes about, a second maybe for the assistance level to change. You can change the assistance levels. There are 3. There's a factory setting, but if you download the Hyena like the animal, you can change the 3 assistance levels, but for some reason you can't change them any which way you want to. So the lowest level, I think they call it L1 in the app. It's pretty obvious. I think the factory setting is 13% assistance. You can change that. You can take that all the way down to 1% if you like. Mine is at I think 8% now. So 8% is sort of to compensate for the electric engine. I'll tell you more in a bit. So the second assistance level, I would like to have that at maybe 20%. Let's get someone help here. But unfortunately that's not possible. You can't get that any lower than 34%, I think, which is the factory setting. I'm not sure why. Shift down. Maybe that's some kind of engineerical aspect. The highest level, I've never used it. Maybe 2 times with extreme winds, headwinds. So I think I'm gonna write Hyena, the producer, to see if there's some reason for that. I would like to be at maybe 8 or 10% for the first level, 20 the second, maybe 35, 40 at the highest. So some small features that I would like to change. The thing that didn't sort of really work out with the bicycle is that this bicycle is very light for an electrical bike, 14 kilos. In Sweden, the engine turns off, the assistance turns off at 25 kilometers an hour, which is sort of what I'm doing now. Sometimes if you're riding just around 25, it can be a little bit irritating because you feel the engine turning off, turning off, turning off, turning on. It sort of yanks you. So you probably want to stay a little bit below 25 or higher than 25. But the problem with going faster than 25 is that I was hoping that it would sort of be like an ordinary bike when you go above 25. But that's not really the case, because the bicycle, sure, it's a little bit heavier than an ordinary sports bike, but that's not really the thing. The thing is that on your back axis you have that engine, and that gives the back wheel some sort of rotational inertia or friction, if you like. So if the engine doesn't help you, which it doesn't about 25, it's going to hold you back. You can sort of examine this, I think, if you want to test out different bikes, by just lifting the rear of the bicycle and turning the back wheel. See how, without any assistance, see how quickly the wheel comes to a stop. There's a huge difference between this bike and my unassisted sports bikes. Maybe an ordinary bike, the wheel turns for like a minute, and on this bike it's gonna stop in 10 seconds. So there's a big difference. Unfortunately, I don't think there's much to do about that. So farmers are harvesting here, so I have to go out on the road. Beets to make sugar from, or alcohol. So yeah. Anyway, if you want the bike as I do to help you when the conditions are rough, it's a good bicycle. But if you want the bicycle to like keep up with your friends who are out sports riding with their racing bikes, this is not a very good option, because your friends are probably going to go faster than 25 kilometers per hour for the most, and then you're going to struggle to keep up. Your bike is heavier, but you have that inertia, like I said, that's really going to hold you back. So if conditions are good, I tend to not use this bike. I use one of my ordinary bikes. But for the winter months in Sweden, like today, it's really nice to have this help. I can always go 25 kilometers an hour if I want to. So I hope I gave you some insights to this bicycle. I'm not sure if there are any better options, but this was a good buy for me at a reasonable price. This is work, so signing off. Thanks.